how to react to this video.
What's popped me on?
Jack Harlow was one of the biggest rappers in hip-hop, with songs like What's Pop.
It's a mystery to me. Like, damn, where did Jack Harlow went? They don't promote. But everybody was saying this nigga the new Drake. From what he's looking like, they don't push that nigga music no more. But I haven't seen that nigga in a minute, bro. You would think that nigga acting or doing whatever, that nigga nowhere to be found, gang. Nowhere.
First class and industry baby. There's no doubt he had a crazy run in the early 2020s. But fast forward to just a few years later, and it seems like he disappeared, with no one really talking about him anymore. Most recently, he put out a single with Doja Cat that had a big music video, but it just came and went. Something that was not always the case for Jack. And I think that there are three main reasons for that. But to understand that, we have to go back.
Damn, that was him?
Also, real quick,
bro, looked like he was a nerd.
I know I'll just finally address it once and for all. I know I look like the Temu version of Jack Harlow or the many other worse things you guys have said. I had his name hidden in the comments for a while just because I saw it so much. But here's a few just to get an idea of how many there are. So yes, I get it. I sort of see it. Whatever.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Not that you said it. Bro, do look like Jack Harlow, bro.
Let's continue with the video. Before Jack Harlow blew up with the track What's Poppin', he did have a promising buzz in the underground rap scene. Around this time, he became friends with the comedian Drewski, a friendship that started well before the two found the level of success they've reached since. In an interview with Complex, the two told the story of how their friendship came to be. Drewski ironically first found Jack after Diddy shouted him out on Instagram. He said, "I saw Diddy post something like, 'This is the next kid, he's the one.' So I'm like, yo, Diddy doesn't even post shit like that. He'll either put himself or himself." I checked Jack's page out and I was like, yo, this song is a banger. The song Drewski was referring to was Jack's Through the Night with Bryson Tiller, and after listening to this, he heard the song Sundown as well, to which he said, okay, this white boy is it. Many fans even point back to this era of his music as his best.
When he came up with What's Poppin', I thought that was the first year Jack Harlow coming out. Until, like, I seen a few videos. I'm like, oh shoot, that nigga was a rapper before this. I thought that was his first song he ever dropped. You feel me? Cause like I wasn't really a fan, and I only really listen. I cannot cap. I only listen to this nigga hits. Like out of his album that he dropped, I probably only hear the hits. Like whatever's trending on the radio, I might check it out. You know, go see what it is. But I don't really listen to Jack Harlow like that, you feel me?
Because even though later on he made some way more commercially successful songs.
Shoot, I love Drake. I don't even listen to Drake like that, you feel me? Like, maybe because around the time Drake was coming up, that wasn't really like my style of music. What I was, but I was a J. I grew up on Kodak and them boys. Like, when Kodak, Young Boy, them boys drop album, I go check it out, you feel me? But Drake, I listen to, now I'm starting to listen to the more of Drake, but back then I didn't really. What the fuck?
Personality. But around this time in 2019 is when Drewski decided to hit up Jack. And at this point, Jack said he'd already been a fan of Drewski, following him on IG for 3 months already, and putting people onto his videos all summer. So they finally started talking and hit it off right away. And Drewski even offered to hop on Jack's tour as an opener.
Just a personality. I found out that he lived in the city of Atlanta at the time. Linked up with him and we hung out. Of course, we were not really known then. I just heard about him, and he was like, yo, I'm going on this small tour. And I went on tour with him. We were on a bus with like a whole bunch of people. We were showering at truck stops, just, you know, crazy stuff. But it just, we stuck through it and pushed through, even through all the struggles through that. And we used to have these talks on the tour bus, like, yo, when we make it, like, we're gonna go big, man. Like, we used to really like lock in, like, late at night and be like, bro, I can't wait. Like, we just had all these goals that we would talk about. And it's crazy to see both of us transcending and just going up now. It's just like, wild to watch, man.
Drewski and Jack agree that the reason they get along so well is that they both had a very similar life goal. And while they worked in different industries, their social media overlap led to them grabbing the world's attention around the same time.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is, man.
That
Another funny
clean.
thing is that the two were pretty competitive because neither of them said they wanted to be the broke friend. Drewski even said that when What's Poppin' came out, Jack shot through the roof. He had money coming in, but he was such a good friend. He would pay for shit and just be like, yo, I got it. So now that I'm where I'm at, I tell him, I got it, I can pay for it now. And their joint success even brought in business ventures together, like the unscripted Call of Duty Warzone trailer they featured in.
There's a radio. Let me turn the radio on. That's not a radio, you idiot! Relax, I got it. We got a deal.
The reason I bring all of this up
That was
is to
clean.
point out that I really do think Jack Harlow and Drewski's relationship was huge in Jack Harlow's career. To this day, I still see clips on TikTok of the two hanging out together in all of their funny moments.
Yo, what happened to them? I don't see them together no more. Are they beefing?
Goat vaccination spot.
Alright.
I guess they're trying to get political.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
What is going on?
Why even
That says vacation, dumbass.
goat vacation spot? My fault. Goat vacation spot.
How the fuck? How did you read vaccination?
So I've got Jack Harlow here. I just wanted to ask you one question. What is up with the fouling, and why would you say you're fouling so much out here?
You are so fine, bro.
Other than that, I'd like to ask about the game, man. You're really persistent. You're a great guy. What are you looking at?
When are we gonna talk Kyrie?
We are not going to talk about that. We can talk about some more questions, though.
Talk about real shit.
Ain't nobody keeping it real no more?
What are you looking for?
Nobody want to discuss the elephant?
What do you?
And Jack Harlow was a very funny guy. So much so that it got to the point where, apart from some of his more popular songs, he was mostly known for his personality, with fans saying things like, Jack Harlow is just naturally funny. He never forces any of his humor, which makes him so likable. In my
that's
opinion.
facts.
Was just thinking about this. I barely know any Jack Harlow songs, but the man got my utmost respect. It's because he's okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm telling you, I don't really know his music like that. You feel me? Because I can't cap, he make good music, but a lot of his music is like either not my style of music or TikTok music. You feel me? But he's a big artist, or not TikTok music, but like music for women or whatever. But he's a big artist. But I love this nigga personality though. You feel me? Like he always seemed like a generate type of nigga. You feel me? To me, you feel me?
Okay with being himself. He doesn't try to portray anything he's not. Anybody who masters that is very likable. So his personality, humor, and viral moments with Drewski were instrumental in launching his career. And another big part of his launch, aside from his social media virality, was the release of the song What's Poppin' that I mentioned earlier. This song was accompanied with a Lyrical Lemonade music video, who at the time was well known for putting artists on. The track placed top 10 in Billboard's Hot 100, led to a remix with DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne, and also even got nominated for Best Rap Performance at the Grammy Awards. It basically took Jack from a popular up-and-comer with a few good songs to a mainstream artist worthy of collabs with some of the biggest names in the genre, and it even landed him a spot in the 2020 XXL freshman class. Jack Harlow was now a mainstream rapper with a ton of opportunities. He put out his debut album, That's What They All Say, which featured a song called Way Out with Big Sean that was a big success. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and sold 51,000 units. He started working with artists like Eminem, Cordae, and then he did the track Industry Baby with Lil Nas X, which
I ain't gonna lie, this
huge
track, that shit was huge as hell, but dude, bro be tripping in his videos, bro. Which is, I don't got nothing against those type of people, you feel me? I got gay friends, but damn, bro, like, what the hell?
hit. After the single came out and was going crazy, even Kanye jumped in and said that Jack Harlow was top 5 out right now. Then he started to prepare to put his second album out, Come Home the Kids Miss You. He began the rollout with the single Nail Tech, which did fairly well, but then he put out the single First Class, which was a smash hit. The song sampled Fergie's hit song Glamorous, and it heavily relied on it. Despite the criticism of the song for overly relying on the sample, it went crazy on TikTok and blew up. Side note, this was kind of during that trend of artists sampling already super big hit songs songs and then kind of not really changing them up enough to make it worthy of the sample. It was just such a lazy and boring time, but it was working, and clearly Jack was capitalizing on that. Then Jack released
song was
the album
big.
Come Home, the Kids Miss You, which went crazy, especially due to the First Class song. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and sold 113,000 copies first week. He had a Drake feature, a Lil Wayne feature, a Justin Timberlake feature, and a Pharrell feature. Like, he just had a star-studded feature list. Jack Harlow was on top of his game and arguably at the peak of his career, but this whole time there was some sneaking criticism of Jack. Despite all of his commercial success, a lot of rap fans just weren't too fond of the pop rap records he was putting out. His album Come Home, the Kids Miss You came with a lot of criticism from the greater rap community.
When Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B make wet ass pussy, they're ruining a generation of young women, they're poisoning their minds, they're destroying the youth. But when Jack Harlow makes an entire album about fucking, about womanizing, about just being a dickhead.
That's always been one of these haters, bro, that just be talking shit, bro. I mean, I understand why they be saying about Cardi B, you feel me? Like, alright, cool, whatever. Even though I'm like, I can't even deny it. I'm like, alright, cool. Because that is fucking up the woman mind nowadays. They think niggas just gotta give them money. They're almost like a professional prostitute almost. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, there's always that nigga make music, bro. Damn, stop hating.
With zero substance or layers to him whatsoever. Oh, he the next Drake. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with this album because he got a bunch of bitches. I just can't overlook the hypocrisy. This nigga has a bar on this album talking about his semen. Some of these bars are bad, but they're worse when you put them in the context that he uses them in. Unprovoked, I like to dictate things Kim Jong. What the fuck are you talking? Am I handsome enough? Now them same girls got coke in their nostrils. Something done made the youth hostile. Maybe it's the fuel from them fossils?
Undeniably, the album was a pretty weak album from a rapping and production standpoint. Like, it was far from groundbreaking. The album also received mixed reviews from critics, but honestly the place that I saw the most hate was on Twitter, and they were pretty ruthless. In the span of just months, it went from people talking about how everyone loved Jack Harlow to every single outlet talking about how much hate he was getting online because of this album. People were saying things like, the Jack Harlow push was crazy. He received a sneaker deal, was on every magazine cover, was on every talk show, did SNL, tried to sing, and in return...
I tell you, when the media don't like you, bro, or the media when you want to bring you down, bro, they'll do everything in their power, bro. They'll make you go nuts, bro. These niggas got no chill.
He dropped a mid-album in between Future and Kendrick Lamar. You can tell the industry is pushing him very hard to be the next pop star. Jack pushes zero boundaries in his music. I don't feel like I miss anything not listening to him. I don't remember who exactly said it, but around this time someone said that Jack Harlow just feels like a watered down, more boring version of Drake. And honestly, I agree. His raps weren't really anything special. His instrumentals were very Drake-esque. It was just pretty boring. It wasn't even like he made a bad album or something or did something wrong. People just hated him because of the album being so painfully plain and boring that people were fed up. Come Home, the Kids Miss You, despite its commercial success, was the beginning of the end for Jack Harlow. One of the biggest criticisms of Jack Harlow around this time...
I don't think that's the beginning. That's what brought him down. I think after he dropped that album, he probably listened to the hate and tried to switch it up. He didn't drop any really music. In the last 3-4 years, I think he dropped like 5-6 songs, you feel me? If you don't drop music, your fans eventually move on. That's what happened to Polo G. Polo G's still hard, but the mainstream success that he had left. They went to the next artist because there's always somebody else that's making hotter music. That's what Young Thug gotta understand. You've been in jail for 2 years, bro. Stop dissing people on the internet. Stop trying to defend. Just drop some music, cause your fans gonna leave. You feel me? Niggas ain't got time to sit on you. There's other artists out here. They're not really your fan. They're just supporting you. You feel me? Cause your shit is hot. Like, that's what happened to him. He didn't drop music, so his fans left. And when he did try to come back, there was no fans there to welcome him. You feel me? There's still people there to welcome him, but it'll be hard, bro. Jay gotta drop a big ass song for all these fans to come back.
is that he went too pop, and I sort of agree. His music was never too underground or unique to begin with, but he definitely doubled down on the pop rap type of music to keep that commercially successful money coming in. However, I think after all of that criticism, he heard that and wanted to prove to rap fans that he still really could rap and put out some good music. So Jack Harlow got to work and began putting together his third studio album, Jackman, which interestingly enough is his first name, Jackman. I don't know, that's just a strange name to me. Normally it's like Jack or Jackson or something, but I guess. Anyway, it was somewhat of a surprise drop with not much of a rollout, and the album cover gives off a vibe of being back home as it was shot in Louisville, Kentucky, and the cover just made it seem like he was going to try to go back to his roots. And he did, as he put out a fully fledged rap album with 10 cuts featuring soulful loops and boom bap production to prove he's a real artist. On this project, Jack tried to get deep and introspective, which did woo a
Imagine bringing
Yeah,
your
that's
side
probably
project
was-
to life
That's probably was the starting point
just by
at his
thinking about
demise.
it.
But you gotta not listen to the hater. Whatever's work, keep at it until it don't work anymore. Then switch it up. Why you think Drake's so good? Bro, that nigga Drake like to switch it up, but at the same time, whatever work, he'll keep at it for a while. Then when he probably like, okay, cool, I need to switch it up now. Drake just an excellent pivot. He mastermind pivoting, you feel me? That's just what kept him for the past 15 years. He's been doing his thing.
few rap fans, but not enough. Hip Hop DX said, "Alas, despite the attempts of introspection, there's not enough to redeem this record. Jackman is the album version of listening to the kid in class deliver a book report about a novel he didn't read, but wants the class to
Disrespectful
think
is
he's an
real.
expert on." So Jack Harlow made another misstep. He tried to appeal to a more niche audience after all of the criticism, but it didn't really hit like that hard for the rap fans. Of course people liked it, but you know, they didn't love it. It wasn't some Kanye stuff. On top of that, it did worse commercially because it was less poppy than his other music. So he really did miss both crowds, which resulted in less streams. The album debuted at 8 on the Billboard 200 and sold 33,000 units first week, which was weaker than both his debut and sophomore project. The idea that him trying to rap and get all deep not working,
But
can
you
be
should have
seen
never,
very
you should have
clearly
never
when
listened
right
to
after
them
this
niggas.
album came out and didn't do well, he put out another pop rap type of song called Lovin' On Me, where he sampled Whatever by Cadillac Dale. Going back to the first class style of pop rap songs, he debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. This song also went crazy on TikTok with a sample being...
See, he should have dropped an album with it. You feel me? Like he should have dropped a nice album with it. But that would have kept him relevant. But he just dropped that song, then he go and ghost, drop a few other songs, then go ghost. What you expect? I fuck with a nigga heavy, but you're gonna lose your fans. You feel me?
probably the catchiest part about the song. And
Like
it's actually...
I can't even cap. After that song, I thought he stopped making music. Until I looked him up and I'm like, bro, I haven't heard this from this nigga in a minute. I looked him, I seen him drop like 4 others, so I'm like, oh shit, what the hell he been? I'm like, bro, them niggas went under my radar, you feel me?
really funny is this song, to me at least, sounded very similar to The Motto by Drake. Just listen to like the first 2 seconds of each song.
I see they do sound alike. Drake probably felt some type of way too. Is they do sound alike. He probably just remixed. I think that's what it is. He just probably just remixed it. You feel me?
Y'all don't get it, do you?
But then again, Drake can't be mad. That's word around town. Drake stole everybody's style. You feel me? So Drake can't be mad if somebody pulling the Drake on Drake. You feel me?
Drum patterns sound very similar. And on top of that, one of the top comments on The Motto is, "The drum pattern used in the track for Lovin' On Me by Jack Harlow reminded me of this song." So clearly, him and the audience knew that pop songs were what worked. After this though, Jack Harlow has only put out 4 singles in the last 2 years, which is kind of strange. He's done a little bit of acting, but he isn't doing a ton with the momentum that he used to have when it comes to his music career, leaving many fans wondering what happened to him and leaving others to just forget about him. Jack does seem self-aware though, and even commented on the current state of his music career after Jackman on the single he put out called Tranquility. He said things like, "Every day I grow a little less accessible, less of a people pleaser, less flexible. I'm proud of what we have done, but I'm trying to be better though, because I don't really think I've made nothing incredible. A lot of hard verses and a couple regrettable. As far as big records go, yeah, I got a few of those, but I ain't done nothing indisputable." Clearly, he's heard what all of the fans have said, and he seems to have a similar perspective. He seems to think, yes, I've made...
You can't listen to your fans, bro. You're gonna lose it all. Listen to these niggas, bro. sometime whatever work, just keep at it. You could like this. What I feel like this is probably what he should have done. Like he could have dropped after he dropped that song "Moving on Me," the one that sounded like Drake's song or whatever. He could have dropped an album, do half and half pop song, and half like whatever you trying to prove. You feel me? Okay, then people would have tuned into it, eat it up, and then drop another album. Like you slowly transition to the new you. You feel me? Where that way, kind of like how Future did. Future, like you don't just full blown stop it and transition. Niggas, you're gonna lose half of your fans. You feel me? Then it's gonna be hard as hell to build back up. You gotta like slowly pivot until you completely at the new place that you want to be. That's my best advice to anybody that's trying to pivot. And mind you, I'm not even up there yet. You know what I mean? But if I get up there, I know how to pivot. I'm not just gonna stop what's working and then new me now. I'm no longer JB. Yeah, hell no. Your face gonna be like, bro, get the hell on. You feel me? Like, bro, get the hell on. Like.
Made some decent songs. I made the pop rap songs. I've done well commercially, got some hits, but I haven't put out an album or a project or even a single that is groundbreaking. He hasn't pushed the needle at all. And all of this brings us to his most recent single, Just Us, featuring Doja Cat. Like I said earlier, the song kind of came and went. And most of the discourse was over the music video where it looked like him and Doja were in love, which is especially noticeable or important because of this clip of the two of them on an Instagram Live a few years ago.
Ah, I see you, Doja. Come on in here. Yo.
I need to charge my phone.
I need to talk to you for a second.
My wig is coming up. Alright, I gotta go. Thanks for this.
Love you. Oh man, I've had a crush on her for months. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Doja Cat. Oh, I'm over here feeling good now.
All the comments say things like, after the filming ended, they both asked, so what are we? But the downside, of course, is that the discourse was not actually about the song. And this brings me to my third reason as to why I think he's struggling right now, at least in a musical sense. Come Home, The Kids Miss You was weak. He went a little bit too pop, and now he's not really letting his personality shine through like it used to. For so long in Jack Harlow's career, he was in part carried by the fact that he was super online, doing interviews, hanging out with Drewski, doing Instagram live streams, joking on his Instagram story, and always just being silly. And now it seems like he isn't popping out and goofing around anymore.
What the hell was Drake doing, bro? That nigga Drake in here and you're like, nigga, get the fuck on, bro. What you doing all up in my that nigga breathing the nigga air a bit, like, bro, damn, getting nigga some
Don't get
space.
me wrong, he's still a funny guy and jokes around from time to time. Like when last year Drewski posted this picture that was captioned, "Never needed no PR," and Jack responded, "Or a stylist, or a trainer, or a nutritionist, hashtag self-made, hashtag independent." Jack Harlow is definitely a funny guy, which was one of the major reasons people like him, like I mentioned earlier, and emphasized with how close he was with Drewski. So without that, and with the music being sort of weak lately, it just seems like no one is really talking about Jack Harlow anymore. Of course, he's still super successful, and lately he's been heavily pushing his brand deal with New Balance, but on the music side of things, it's felt very mediocre as of late. Now, I'm not going to say that his music was ever groundbreaking. I mean, he wouldn't say that either, probably. One fan on the Jack Harlow subreddit said, "Why is his music getting worse?" Other fans responded saying things like, "Jackman was the best rap album I feel he's put out, but given it doesn't do any hit streaming numbers, it's likely Jack tried to
his music didn't change. He been the same. I think it's still the same, you feel me? It's just that people just ain't really tuning in as much. I think that's what it is.
As music is still a business. My issue is all 4 singles so far seem to have no connection to each other. Another said, "It's like he's pulse checking. He's releasing things that have been in his drafts and trying to see what works." That's in reference to the 4 singles he's put out, because none of them have the same type of vibe. Another fan said, "I accepted after Jackman came out that we probably will never get 2017 to 2020 Jack ever again, but at least we got to experience it at all." Jack Harlow still has potential to make good music. I mean, he already has the platform. He knows what works and what doesn't. Now it's just up to him to decide what he wants to do. I also think he should get out there more like he used to. Like, I'm surprised he's never been on Kai Cenat's stream or hung out with Drewski when he was on there. I don't know. I just feel like Jack has that perfect personality for hanging out and goofing
I think he could.
networking with other celebrities. That's just perfect for viral moments. But he hasn't been taking advantage of that lately. Regardless, the honesty on his verse on that Tranquility record goes to show that he knows what type of situation he's in. I'm sure he's good on money, so commercial success probably isn't a big deal. But right now, his core audience is very weak and needs something desperately to latch onto. And it's up to him.
mean, they not lying.